Good morning, everybody. Bit of a late start this morning. So Bitcoin's powered on through, smashed right through. It's 103 at the moment. So you can't believe your eyes sometimes. You wake up in the morning and go, oh, there you go, just overnight, just like that. Fair enough. So I mean, the move, I suppose, above $100,000, I suppose, was inevitable at some point this cycle. But yeah, I know there's always a but. But if you look back, we have like the Fed talking about how Bitcoin's a competitor to gold, which gives it a bit of a green light. Oh right, okay, so maybe it is legit. So it's a bit. I mean, it's from a charting perspective. The relationship to moving averages and continuous trend and trend signal that was put in all the way down here that we were talking about in the 60s. And also there was another one on the weekly that we saw as well. So the weekly's got a trend signal, which is clearly in play. Something's going on with my computer today. I don't know why it's being so slow. But yeah, trend signal down here as well, also in the 60s. So, as far as trend and all that stuff, it's good. Can't complain with it, but momentum's slowing. We've got the big bearish divergence drive there. We'll get another one this month if we continue with this in this way. Money flow index peaked over here, so we're getting a real sort of pullback on the money flow index with moves up as well, which is sometimes something to be concerned of. Really, this is a story about sell walls being broken, not lots more money being put in. It might be a crazy thing to hear, but I mean that's basically what it refers to. There was a lot of money going in at one go, which caused a move up, but there wasn't a continuous flow of money that broke the sell wall bit by bit, chipping away at it. So it was a big push up based on that. That's what we see. That's what the charts tell us. So with that, we could see more money going because we're blue sky breaking out now. We're gonna go until it says it's finished. But if we don't listen to the warning signs, then I suppose there could be problems there. So Bitcoin pushing up higher, but with a daily warning sign of, well, we might be slowing down, like this computer is right now. Actually, maybe everybody's on TradingView. I don't know what the problem is, but this PC is not happy today. I'm going to have to spend a bit of time sort of maybe taking it apart and putting it back together like I know what I'm doing. So once the 4-hourly loads through, we'll be able to have a look at what that looks like. But and then we'll go to the Bitcoin dominance chart if that's of any interest, because of course we all want altcoins to rally. We were counting on some kind of rotation event, weren't we? Which could still easily happen. But I think what we should also be thinking about is a Bitcoin pullback from this level, really. And if we're going to pull back from this level, where can we go to? Well, the supports are exactly the same as they were before we had this move. So initially, you'll be looking for a pullback down to around 97, so 4-hourly basically back down to where it started from. If it were to, like I say, do it right now, we're not massively overheated on this 4-hourly. We can go on a little further. There's no sort of overheated reads. There's no bearish divergence on the 4-hourly. But there is, like I say, quite a sharp spike up from these lows at 30 all the way up to basically 90 over a short period of time. Right, let's have a look at the dominance chart then, see what altcoins are doing, because this has been a sharp stab straight back up again, because obviously altcoins have gone static. Ethereum's up though, which is nice. Where's Ethereum? It's around here somewhere. Ethereum's doing quite well. Ethereum's, it's pushing 4,000 at this point now, so not too bad. So there is chance again for altcoins to move, but I think just as we've been playing this market in the same way that we've been playing it, I suppose for the last, at least the last week or more, with every pullback on Bitcoin gets a dip that's bought on altcoins, and it seems to have worked out quite nicely. Now this on the 4-hourly is still a bearish chart, death cross below resistance, and if we do move up to 58.5% dominance, that'll be a death cross retest on a 4-hourly. It's also a larger pullback based on that horizontal. We are also getting rejection now on the 50 simple moving average, so we might see a resurgence in altcoins now as, well, I suppose in the wake of Bitcoin moving. We can also get rejected from 57, 57.2, and again, the 20 moving average is sitting at that magical 58.5% dominance. So all of this is worth thinking about. There is no straight line to success here. I consider it a bit of a train dodge scenario with altcoins, because some of these altcoins have gone up hundreds of percent within a month. That's cool, but we haven't had a significant pullback, a sizable one of 40 or 50%. I suppose some of them we saw have come down like 30 to 40%. So, but we haven't seen a big dump party really, not yet, and that sort of thing will likely happen. The problem is at that point is there's going to be so much retail trapped and not enough money to go back in that actually we see a larger, more consistent pullback, bear market, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. That's the main question. I mean, if that were to happen, it wouldn't surprise us. It shouldn't surprise us because, like I say, things have rallied several 100%. It's only fair for them to come down and consolidate, and we have been waiting for something like that to happen. I've been quite vocal over this last week about how my trading account effectively is empty now. It's almost all in cash. There's still a few targets to be hit, but the majority of it is now in cash. So if we do pull back, I'll monitor the situation carefully and I'll play those markets accordingly. But generally, as far as this period of the rally, almost all my targets have now been hit in the short term, and I am looking and waiting for a pullback where opportunities will exist. The question really is going to be, how deep does it go, and is it going to be in one fell swoop, or is it going to be a period of consolidation, which for altcoins could be pretty dramatic, because if we see Bitcoin start to dribble down again below 100,000, maybe below 90, and perhaps maybe towards 70, you can understand what that would look like for altcoins. That would be most likely devastating. That would be a 30% pullback on Bitcoin, which actually is fine. I used to do that sort of thing all the time. It's actually so normal, but we haven't seen it really for ages, and so we forget what it's like. And this is the thing I keep trying to explain to everybody. Depending on how new you are to this market, it's fun when it goes up. It's really fun, but it doesn't take long to forget what it's like when it goes the other way, and it will go the other way at some point. I see this move now born in the wake of the Fed's words, and we can't deny that the monetary index is going down, which we just have to respect that. It is what it is. We can't lie to ourselves in saying what that means. This isn't a continuous push-up with volume and momentum and price. This is a push-up with price and not momentum and not volume. So it could lead, or at least on the daily and the 4-hourly, to a sharp move down, which would be a problem for everybody. So just be on your guard, right? Just be a little guarded about how this is going to perform throughout the rest of this week into next week. If it keeps going up and we still see these reads, then fine. It is obviously bearish divergence. That's exactly what it is, but it's very pronounced, you see. So I am getting a little concerned about what it is that I'm seeing there. That does not mean that you can't buy dips, but just be cautious about which dip you buy, or if you're unsure of which dip to buy, layer in on the way down to areas that might seem unfeasible at this point. That's just not going to happen, but of course it could. If we saw this come down to the 70s, that is just a golden cross retest of the 200 exponential moving average, which at the moment is below 70, and again it's trending up quite significantly. So with every day that goes by, the support gets higher and higher and higher and higher. Those would be great areas. I'm not saying hold out for them. It's up to you to do how you want to do it, but for me, caution is the appropriate word right now. Caution. That's all I can say. Caution. Just be cautious. On the other hand, though, it's not uncommon for Bitcoin to have a super mega rally and then altcoins rally after that. That is not uncommon. In fact, that's pretty normal. So we might be seeing altcoins have a move up after Bitcoin, and Ethereum seems to be doing that at the same time as Bitcoin. So Ethereum's finally moving out, and if we focus just on Ethereum right now and a lot of other altcoins, they do all look like this. You had this period of accumulation, we had the breakout of the accumulation, you had the trend signal, you had the golden cross, we've got a double golden cross over here as well. Supports on Ethereum begin around 3,500, then a deeper support down to around 3,000, and then another one around 2,900. So all of these are significant supports, and if we were to measure them down just to give a bit of an idea, so that's 12, that's 24, that's 26. Anything deeper than that would be a real problem, like a massive, significant issue, really. And if we go to the weekly, we've got 2,800 as well down here as well. So just all at the top of the accumulation zone. The weekly doesn't have any problems with momentum or volume on Ethereum. The daily has a little bit of bearish divergence on the money flow index, but not on the RSI. So Ethereum is actually holding up quite nicely, better than Bitcoin. It's looking a lot better than Bitcoin is when it comes to wanting to continue. So there is evidence here that altcoins can still continue on this rally regardless of how Bitcoin is behaving. There is evidence for that. But for me to call it in either way is it's very difficult, and I'm not willing to do it. Like I say, I'm looking for lower. I'm hoping and I'm waiting for lower. But when the environment shifts a little bit, when the environment changes, like it is right now, it takes a little bit of time to adapt to your environment. It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night and someone turns on a big bright light. It takes a little bit of time for your eyes to adjust, and that is a bit like what the charts are like right now. You know, my eyes are adjusted. I'm squinting. It's going to take me a few minutes, or in this case, perhaps maybe a few days, to understand clearer what's going on. But my best guess, given what we're seeing with Ethereum, is that altcoins do have still a little bit more power in them to go. But the problem is that if Bitcoin decides to give up the game or drop dramatically, like is what's suggested on the chart, it doesn't really matter what the altcoins look like, they will respond to that move. I always say this, you know, an altcoin can have a great setup, an amazing setup. It can look like it's super bullish. It's got all the evidence for it to continue to be bullish. But unfortunately, that altcoin will never be traded in a vacuum. And because of that, it will respond to the big daddy, which is Bitcoin. And if the big daddy decides it's time to come down, that altcoin and that setup is almost always void, because it might be bullish, it might have everything on it, but it won't be allowed to do it because it just reacts to Bitcoin's pullback. So this is what I mean. The environment, the landscape has changed a little now, and with that has to come a bit more of a reassessment of how we're going to play the market. I think everything's going to be okay, but we still have to be guarded. And again, you know, we've been guarded this whole run, really, haven't we? You know, and then, you know, I've had a lot of people join across all tiers on my Patreon, and I sound like a real party pooper because I'm like, okay, you want me to help you understand trading, which is cool. That's what it's all about. Part of that is waiting. And allowing for a move, you know, accepting that you've missed a move. Really, that's fine. That's better than jumping in on a move and actually having it, you know, just drop, you know, and you actually lose money. It's better to to watch a move that you've missed than to force a move that you will lose. That's the better way. I'd rather not lose a penny than lose, you know, 40 or 50%. So that's the deal. So this is why I'm saying the time to have accumulated was, you know, end of summer into August, September, October, and the breakout is real. But now what we're looking for would be a more significant pullback, and then we could probably just buy those dips blindly, even if it was just for a dead cat bounce. Because these are still bullish charts, and we will respect the fact that they are still bullish, and we recognise that they are still bullish. But with the subtle change, I suppose, of Bitcoin's setup here, it does add a little bit more concern, I suppose, to how it might behave in the short term. But bull markets are volatile. That's why we like them. We love the volatility on the way up. We love making loads of money, but we hate losing it. So just be careful. Just be cautious with it. There's signs on Bitcoin that are not worrying, but they're not what you'd expect to see in a super powerful, mega bullish move. Right, I will leave it with you there. There is nothing much more to say. Good luck out there, and if you want to join the Patreon, there's links in the description below. Other than that, yeah, take it easy. Have a nice day.